Boom. All right. Ben Parker of CardinalSportsReport.com here with Stanford co-offensive line coach Al Netter. So first of all, just talk about what were kind of the main points of emphasis that you and Vianney have for the offensive line unit during the bye.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think anytime you get the opportunity to get a bye week, especially this early in the year, it's all about the fundamentals. It's all about the technique. It's about building and growing. Usually this bye week doesn't come till later in the year, so for our guys, it's a great opportunity, especially with a lot of young guys playing, to just keep developing, keep pressing, keep taking that next step as a group. So I think the big emphasis for us this week is really honing in on the technique and the fundamentals.
Yeah, just you guys have kind of shuffled some things around lineup-wise a little bit. Just how do you feel the guys have responded to that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, from day one, it's the message in our room that it's ultimately going to be the best five guys that play, and we don't know exactly who's going to be in what spot, whether, a left tackle, the next week is at left guard. Like, it's our job to find the best five guys, and those guys have embraced it. It's the way we attack it as a room is that it's competitive excellence, and that competition is going to drive everybody to be better and drive the level of the room up. So I think those guys have done a good job handling it, and ultimately it's getting the best out of everybody.
Yeah, to also just talk about Khalil House, just kind of how do you feel he's looking, a freshman, kind of thrown into the fire a bit. Just what have you kind of seen from him and thoughts on his development progress?
Yeah, for sure. I think, we kind of knew early on when we first got Khalil in training camp that his athleticism, his length were pretty elite. He brings to the room a different level of athleticism and foot speed. And I think he's done a great job. I mean, it's a tough task to be a true freshman playing on the offensive line at any level of college football, but especially at the Power 4 level. But I think he's done a great job. I mean, his mentality, his mindset, very coachable. And he just continues, again, a great example of this bye week, a guy that's been able to hone in on the techniques and the fundamentals. I think he's done a really good job, and he just continues to get better and better, and he's going to have to continue to do that the rest of this year.
Yeah, too. Also, let's talk about kind of what you've seen from Syracuse's defensive line, just kind of what are some keys for your offensive line unit in general against the Orangemen?
Yeah, for sure. I think, they do a great job. It's a great defense. They're, from a personnel standpoint, very big, very physical. They present a lot of or let me reframe that. They have the ability in the run game to be very stout because they're bigger bodies and they play a certain style of defense. And then in protection and drop back, they have the ability to, with their pressure packages and with the guys they have on the edges to really put some pressure on the quarterback. So I think it's going to be a great challenge for us, and I think we'll be ready.
Let's talk about just another guy I want to get your thoughts on, Simi Powell, just what you've seen from him, and he's another guy that's gotten a lot of started last year as a true freshman. Just what areas of growth have you seen from him at this point?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think with Simi, again, kind of like Khalil, we knew he was going to be special. Got thrown into the fire early last year. I thought he did a really good job as a true freshman, and what you've seen with this offseason through the camp into the first couple games is that he really has taken that next step. I think the biggest thing for him is confidence, right? And you gain confidence by being out there playing, so he has those game reps now. From a leadership standpoint, he's more vocal. So I think those two things, A, is leadership, and B, his confidence out there. You see him kind of playing at a different speed and different level of physicality than you saw last year.
Yeah, to also talk about Levi Rogers and Connor McLaughlin, just how those two guys have done as fifth-year guys through the first two games here.
Yeah, for sure. I think, from a leadership perspective, those guys have been great for the room. I think they have the most experience. They're very respected in the room, so they've done a great job keeping the room tight, keeping the room close, holding the room accountable. So I think, the leadership perspective has been great. And, especially Levi, I think he does a great job. He's the quarterback of the offensive line. So for him, he does a great job getting us into the right calls, making sure even if it's an exotic front or something that we haven't seen, in preparation that week, he does a really good job on the fly in games of being able to get us in the right call. So, yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, and just kind of final question for you: just how do you kind of deal with long flights? How do you give it a personal routine for you? So long flight to Syracuse. What do you're maybe more used to it than these guys, but how do you deal with the long flight to New York?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's I'm used to flying a lot. So what I've been telling the guys is that kind of twofold. Like, A, relax. Make sure you have your favorite movie, your favorite book, your favorite show loaded up and ready to go. But B, also, it's a great opportunity to make sure that we're watching film and making sure you're staying in the playbook and making sure that if you have any questions, it's a great opportunity to be able to kind of sit down, reflect, and make sure we're locked in as well.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Alan.
Yep,
Good luck this weekend
absolutely.
against the Orangemen.
Thank you.